All right, Strat work continues. I've got a whole bunch of amps in progress, but I also want to take some time this week to get this thing dialed in so I can use it and stop thinking about it. It's got the Mojo Tone Quiet Coil 67s. It's got the Sir Thornbucker. I'm really pleased with the sounds overall. But the problem I have with this guitar, and I have painstakingly intonated it with a strobe tuner and all that stuff, and as far as regular playing goes, it's in tune and I can play almost anywhere in the neck. But if I play up in this area, my hands are just slightly moving the strings from side to side. And it's a combination of just having big mitts and used to playing heavier strings. These are nines. And this is not a slag or a bad review. I changed to the D'Addario NY XL9s for this. I've been using the standard XL9s. Didn't have that issue so much with the standards. With these XLs, and I really like them on the Gibson, they feel real slinky. They just feel like they're a lighter, 1 gauge lighter. So I think the NYXLs in 9s are too light for this. If I might revisit them with 10s or something. It's a little bit out there, a little sour. That's my hand. And every note in there is in tune if I play it by itself. It just if I do that partial bar kind of thing. So I'm going to go back to regular XL10s on this and see if I can get it to be more like I'm used to and be able to play everywhere without slightly moving the strings just from regular hand pressure. As far as the other mods, people were curious about my fake Lifeson setup where in the 80s where he had that active single coil. This Sir Thornbucker in parallel versus series really does that. This is a little AC15 that came in for some work. It's a bright amp in stock form, but it'll kind of work for this, no effects. If that were processed, that would pretty much be that sound. But I can also do the... And that's where the overdrive really changes the nature of the sound. Anyway, I'm really liking these pickups. And once I get the guitar dialed in just right, you'll be hearing them a lot more in the future with a lot of different amps. And I will do a video comparing these Mojo Tone 67s to the Kimmin traditional Mark IIs in my other Strat. But right now, I'm going to go put some 10s on here, play around with the intonation and relief, anything that needs changing, and then report back. See if I can get that tuning issue gone. Okay, I think the change to 10s took out that slightly too loose feel where I was just, the pressure of my fingers were just throwing it off. Still got some action relief stuff to address. That's changed to a different gauge, and the weather changes. You know, we had a 50-degree temperature drop yesterday, the day before. It's just up here where the low E wants to fret out a little bit. It's not bad. I'm pleased with the way the pickups sound. This is a very bright AC 15. I'm going through the normal channel now. Side note, this thing's got the greenback, came in with the blue to put in there. People think that the blue is a brighter speaker than the greenback. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but there's the actual frequency response a speaker has. There's the perceived frequency response, and all these things are affected by the cabinet. A single greenback in a 1x12 open back cabinet just cannot develop a lot of low end. It just physically cannot. The blue in that same spot will have much more solid lows. So while it can be a brighter speaker than a greenback, at least before it breaks in, it also has a lot more fundamental than a greenback has. In my experience, greenbacks need either a very large open back cab, preferably with 2 greenbacks, or ideally a closed back cab like a Marshall, and a straight cab, not a slant. Thank you very much. So this amp will be much more balanced sounding once that blue is in there. You know, the greenback's not a bad sound. It's not as full range because it doesn't have the lows, and it's got a very, very punchy upper mid-range thing from the greenbacks do. It's a very specific sound. But the amp will sound even better soon, and I'm really pleased with how this guitar feels and the tuning stability up the neck. And, you know, there's intonation, and then there's what happens when you play. And you got to factor all these things in. Someone else with small hands could have played this thing with the 9s up on the neck and been in tune. I think it's physically a matter of that when I play down lower on the neck, my hand is more relaxed, and I've got large hands, so as I play up the neck, my whole hand has to kind of squeeze into a space. So. Certainly for me, at least, 10s are the way to go. And, you know, went from those very, very slinky NYXL 9s to standard XL 10s. I can still bend the bejesus out of things. So I don't think I lost anything as far as ease of playability going from 9s to 10s. I certainly gained in terms of tuning stability, which everyone who listens to these videos will no doubt appreciate.